So I had a video prepared for last week, and this one was going to be something different, but unfortunately, last week's video didn't come out. So, yeah, I get to remake it, which is kind of a good thing. That means that I can experiment with a longer video. This video is going to be two videos in one. It's going to be the deck profile, and it's going to be the combo slash tutorial slash whatever, test hands, that kind of thing, all in one video. Um, which leads me to a question or two. Is that going to be better or is it going to be worse? Let me know in the comment section. Also, regarding more content, should I start making tier lists? I don't know what kind of tier list, but I could rank decks that I like, that I own, like how good they are, how good I am at them, etc., etc. Or I can start doing meta and all this stuff like other YouTubers do and go from there. But anyway, um, let's get on to the video, starting with the deck profile. Okay, so the deck profile that I'm going to be doing is very simple. It's Brandy Chimera. Now, Brandy Chimera is considered a meta deck, but it's not going to break the bank. Alright? It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg, a kidney, and your firstborn child to actually play the damn deck. You're going to be able to save up for a couple weeks and order the cards and spend maybe 250 bucks. That's if you get the shiny variant of the cards. If you just get the common cards and you don't really care if they're near mint, and you just get, whatever, as long as they're playable, then it should be fine. Alright? That being said, let me get on to the actual profile. Uh, you'll see that I have Brandy Chimera, branded C2, and branded C3. Now, Brandy Chimera, which I guess I should change to branded C1. Um, this is the current variant of the deck that I actually own. This is the one that I can actually physically play. Although technically it's not correct. Now it is. Okay. Now, I own two of these now. It came in the mail today, which is nice. Anyway, back on topic. This variant of the deck is kind of ass. Not gonna lie, it is kind of ass. Because, one of the most important things to do is to be able to fusion. Right? You're only going to be able to do that once with this deck. As it sits right now, you're only going to be able to do that once with Chimera Fusion. Because there's only one copy of Big Wing Baphomet. That's not the end of the world, but it does kind of restrict you from being able to actually play anything better. You have to go all or nothing. You have to choose wisely. Where branded C3, which will be the variant that I'm running probably at the end of the day, it has 3 Baphomet. Okay? So, it's going to be a little better for, follow-up. It's going to be... You're just going to be able to do a lot more with this, with 3 copies, than you are with 1. 2 will be fine. You can get away with 2. But you need at least 2. That's just how it is. You need 2. Minimum 2. You can play 2 and 3 or 2 and 2 if you want to, but there's a lot of 2's in a sense. But you need at least a minimum of 2. That's all I'm saying. Now, let me explain the decks that I have at the moment. Let me go back a little bit. Brandy Chimera, as I said, is the current version of the deck that I can actually play, because I actually have all the cards. Luckily, today, I got a card that I actually needed. Now, that being said, branded C2 is the variant of the deck that actually won a regionals. So, winning a regionals for a random deck that has been making a splash is a good thing. It actually, the bad thing about a deck topping a regionals, like winning the event, is that it becomes more popular. When a deck becomes more popular, it becomes more expensive. And when the deck becomes more expensive, it gets harder to play. Not actually harder to play, it gets harder to actually get the cards because now, instead of this deck being $150, it's $300. Because everything went up. In this case, it's went from $180 to $200, right? Not that big of a deal. Scratching my hair. Anyway, so this variant is actually very good. And this is one that I'm thinking about trying to run. However, I don't like the Shadal stuff. I don't think I'm going to run Shadal. The other stuff, if I can find my Cyclones, I will be doing that, but yeah. Even lanes, maybe. I don't know. If I get my hands on Crossout, definitely gonna do Crossout. Definitely gonna do Crossout. Because it will be very useful. Now, that being said, the actual deck profile that I'm going to be doing is the one that I'm going to be running at the end of the day, because I'm actually going to be able to get the cards and play this particular variant of it. Branded C3, aka Branded Chimera 3. This variant is only more expensive because it has 3 more cards in it that are $20 a piece. And the cards I'm talking about is Fenrir. Fenrir keeps going up and down in price. He dropped all the way down to about $9 a copy. Now he's, on up there around $20 a copy. That being said, yeah, it's not really worth, it's not necessarily worth buying these. If you own them already, cool, play them. If not, then don't worry about it. Now, Fenrir is actually good because if you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is awesome. You can only use each of the following effects of Fenrir once per turn. During your main phase, you can add one Kashtira monster. So, special, and then you can activate its effect to add a monster. This is really good Ash Blossom bait. It's really good Imperm bait. It's really good Effect Veiler bait. Granted, Veiler is not once per turn. It's also, pretty good. It's just, yeah. It it just works. Okay, I don't know how else to explain it. It just works. When this card declares an attack, or if your opponent activates a monster effect, except during the damage step, you can target one face-up card on your opponent's field, banish it face down. This also stops effects. Some of them, not all of them. This can actually make it to where your opponent that activates a card effect on the field, if it has to be face up on the field at resolution, being face down and banished means that it's not usable. Also, by it being face down, a lot of cards cannot recover face down banished items. Dissipator can, but Dissipator is Dissipator, so yeah. Anyway, moving on. Big Wing Berferment. This is a card that you need a minimum of 2. You can play 3, which is what I'm playing, but you need at least 2. And the reason I say you need at least 2 is just real simple. This card is awesome. This card lets you do more than you realize. This is your follow-up, basically. Now, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one level 4 beast monster and or chimera fusion from your deck. to your hand. Also, for the rest of the turn, you can't do anything but fusion summon from the extra deck, so this locks you into fusions. Now, if this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion monster, which is what it's going to be done, you can target one illusion monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use each effect once per turn. Now, Mirror Sword Knight is your best normal summon of the deck. Alright? This card reads, if this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by battle. Okay? And you can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon one monster from your deck that mentions Chimera Fusion, except for Mirror Sword Knight. When a monster your opponent controls activates its effect, which means on the field, while you control Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, which you probably will, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard or field and negate that effect, which is awesome. Now we're getting into the Branded Despia package. Aliber, Aliber, the Jester of Despia. It still surprises me that this is a fairy because it's a dark and like a lot of fairies. When I think fairy, I think light, not dark. And he doesn't look like a fairy. He looks like a fiend to me. But anyway, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one branded spell trap from your deck to your hand. If a face-up fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, and if you do, negate that targeted monster's effect until the end of this turn. You can only use one Aliber, the Jester of fucking hell. One Aliber, the Jester of Despia turn effect per turn, and only once that turn. There we go. Holy crap, I can't talk. Now, the one, the only, well, I guess the two. The one, the only, Fawn of Abbas. The walking Super Poly. Sort of. If this card is normal or special summoned, except during the damage step, you can discard this card, or discard one card, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters on either field as material, including this card, but you cannot use other monsters you control as fusion material. That sentence right there is confusing as hell. But I will explain what this means. So, your opponent has, I don't know, Dragoon on the field. Or no, not Dragoon, but, I don't know, just some random fusion monster or Xyz monster or whatever. Okay? Or, but yeah, let's do a dark monster. Yeah, let's do dark. Or, nah, light. Yeah. Your opponent has a light monster on the field. Doesn't matter what type it is, doesn't matter if it's a dragon or whatever. You have a monster on the field, and then you draw this. You normal summon Albaz, discard a card, fuse this card plus your opponent's monster into Albion. Because Albion takes a light monster. Okay? But you cannot use the dark monster that you had on the field to make Libellion. You cannot use Albaz effect to make Libellion. You have to make this with a fusion card such as Branded Fusion or Polymerization. That's how it works. So, yeah. Moving on. Brigand's Kit. If you have a fusion monster that mentions Fawn of Albaz and material on your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add to your hand one of your branded spell traps that is banished or in your graveyard. then place one card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. You can only use that effect once per turn. Moving on to Gazelle, the king of mythical halls, not mythical beasts. Almost said mythical beasts, but I didn't. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one level 5 fiend monster or chimera fusion from your deck to your hand, not and or. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a fusion monster, you can add one illusion monster from your deck to your hand, not to the graveyard. What the hell am I even saying? Holy crap. Anyway, you can only use each effect once per turn. So, yeah. Speaking of illusion monsters, Cornfield Codal. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by battle. All illusion monsters share the effect. You only use each of the following effects of Cornfield Codal once per turn. You can discard this card, add one monster that mentions Chimera Fusion from your deck to your hand, except for Cornfield. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card or cards you control, while you control Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, quick effect, you can banish this card from your field or graveyard and negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. So, yeah. Light Hex Seal. This is literally in here just for your Dragoon plays. You can also trade this out for Dark Magician if you really wanted to. There is actually a reason to play Dark Magician. Trust me, there is actually a reason. But yeah, it's a substitute for fusion materials such as Fawn of Albaz. Or if a monster specifically lists a name, for example, Dragoon, Light Hex Seal takes the place of Dark Magician. So there's that. Anyway, moving on. Let's see. Master Towel. If this card battles a monster, neither is destroyed by battle. Random yawn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one illusion monster in your graveyard and special summon it, except for Master Towel the Chanter. In defense position. Also, you cannot special summon from the graveyard except for illusion monsters the rest of this turn. Pretty useful. As far as hand traps, just your standard run-of-the-mill hand trap list. Ash Blossom, Effect Veiler, Imperm, yeah, just your run-of-the-mill hand traps, basically. Stops your opponent from accessing cards in the deck. Stops your opponent's monsters from activating their effects. Also stops your opponent's monsters from activating their effects. And if it's set, it, negates the cards. Anyway, moving on. 3 branded fusion, because this is not Chimera. This is branded Chimera. 1 branded in white, 1 branded in red, 2 branded openings, 1 called by, 3 Chimera Fusion, 3 Super Poly, and 3 Imperm. One thing about branded in white, I don't know that I'm going to run this card. I may not run either of these, but yeah. One of the only reasons that these two are even in here is, 1, it ups the card count. 2, it gives me another search option for Aliber. So that way I can, do something besides search out branded fusion all the time. But yeah, branded in white, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material, including a dragon monster. You can also banish material or banish monster from your graveyard as material if you use Fallen of Albaz as fusion material from your hand, field, or by banishing itself from your graveyard. During end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can to activate the effect of Fallen of Albaz. This turn, you can set this card, which is, yeah. So if you use this card specifically and discard it, then you can add it back and set it. But yeah, it's weird. Anyway, target one death field monster or fauna Balbaz in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Then you can apply the following effects. Fusion summon one level 8 or higher fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion material mentioned on it from your hand or field, but it cannot attack directly this turn. So, yeah. I don't know. Actually, I need to make sure, but let me see where this actually comes from. I've got them somewhere, I'm sure. Anyway, so yeah, that's the deck. The extra deck, Guardian Chimera, because it's branded. You play Guardian Chimera and branded. Um, Chimera the Illusion Beast. This one is very unique. It's Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, so you can actually use the original. +1 plus Illusion Monster. So you can actually make this, in theory, if you had enough cards on the field, you could, in fact, make this card able to attack, let's see, 10 times, basically. Actually, no, 11 times. This could be in the extra monster zone, 5 illusions on the field, and 3 in your hand. That would only be 8. I'm bad at math. Or 9. I'm bad at math. My bad. Anyway, so you can make this card attack a lot. But, yeah. This card's name becomes Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast while in the field or in the graveyard. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of material used for it. If this card battles a monster, neither can be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, however, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can change that opponent's monster's attack to 0, also negate its effect. So, basically, if you are attacking, this is what allows you to FTK or OTK. What you do is real simple. You attack their creature. You're going to take a little bit of damage. No problem. Negate its effect, change it to 0. It's not going to be destroyed by battle. You have 4 other attacks, so you just swing 3 more times to win the game. Even if you attack a monster that has 7,999 life points or attack points, you will still have 1 life point. So, you can still do that. Unless, of course, there's some kind of effect that, makes it so you can't. Anyway, moving on to Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade is the boss monster of the branded deck. It came out in the Alvast Strike structure deck, actually. Followed by Alvast +1 Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster. So, yeah. You can only control 1 Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send 1 Fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard that mentions Fawn of Albaz as material. Banish 1 monster on the field. Also, this card cannot use its effect for the next turn. Basically, if I summon this out and I use the effect on my turn, I cannot use it on your turn. So it goes my turn, your turn, then I can use it again on my turn. Let's see. If this fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can basically nuke the field. Yeah, you basically nuke the field. So, yeah. Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. Dark Magician plus Red Eye's Black Dragon, or 1 Dragon Effect monster. In this case, it is Light Hex Sealed plus 1 Dragon Effect monster. Cannot be destroyed by card effect. Neither player can target this card with card effects. During your main phase, you can destroy 1 monster your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage equal to that monster's original attack points to your opponent's life points. That is why you use Dark Magician. That is the entire reason. So you can just destroy one of their monsters. Destroy one of the big guys. And it works. Let's see. You can use this effect a number of times per turn, up to the number of normal monsters used as fusion material for this card. Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can discard one card, negate that activation. If you do, destroy that. If you do that, this card gains 1,000 attack points. Pretty neat. Magnum, the Reliever. One monster special summon from the extra deck, and one from the hand. You can trigger one polymerization spell or fusion spell in your graveyard, place that card on the bottom of the deck, then draw one card. It's nice. It's recursion for branded fusion. Anyway, when another card or its effect is activated, quick effect, you can banish one polymerization or fusion spell in your graveyard, then target one card on the field and destroy it. You only use each effect once per turn. So, yeah. Moving on. Try to plant Draco Stapelia. One fusion monster plus the dark monster. So, super poly target. Yeah. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up monster on the field your opponent controls. Place a predator counter on it. And if it's level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1. Also, as long as it has a predator counter on it, negate the activated effect of your opponent's monster. So, yeah. Moving on to Albion. Albion, the branded dragon. This art's always been cool, and I have secret rares, so I like it. If this card is fusion summoned, you can fusion summon one level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, except for Albion, the branded dragon. By banishing the fusion material mentioned on it from your hand, field, and or graveyard. Randoming on, holy crap. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add to your hand or set a branded spell / trap directly from your deck. You only use each effect once per turn. Good old Lebellion. A dark monster plus Fauna Albaz. So, super poly target? Nah. Albaz, super poly target? Yes. If this card is fusion summoned, you can discard one card, fusion summon one level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck, except for Lebellion, the Great Dragon. By shuffling the fusion material mentioned on it into the deck from your monsters on the field, graveyard, or face-up banished cards. Okay? This shuffles back. So what a lot of people will do is they will summon out Lebellion or summon out Albion, and then use its effect to go into Lebellion, and then use Lebellion's effect to go into Dragoon. It works, but it's kind of complicated. So yeah. Anyway, for the rest of this turn, this card cannot attack. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except fusion monsters, which is fine. You're locked into fusions a lot anyway, so nobody really cares. One Rimbram, the Striking Dragon, Fauna Albaz plus a Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster, which is kind of nice because it pairs so freaking good with the Chimera engine or the Chimera and Illusion stuff, because they're Beast and Beast Warriors. Well, Gazelle is a beast, literally. When a Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, or Link monster effect is activated, you can negate that effect. Then you can return one monster on the field to the hand. During your opponent's turn, while this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can target one Fauna Albaz in your graveyard, special summon either that target or this one. So you either get your fusion monster back, or you get your Fauna Albaz back, but you don't get both. Banish one, summon the other. Berframit, the mythical king of phantom beasts. 2 monsters with different types. Specifically, either a beast and illusion, a beast and a fiend, or a fiend and illusion. This card's name becomes Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. Let's see. If this card is fusion summoned, you can send one beast, fiend, or illusion monster from your deck to your graveyard. Usually you send Master Towel off this. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished beast, fiend, or illusion monsters, except for Bertha Mythical King of Phantom Beasts, and Special Summons. There's 2 of those, by the way. Good old retrain of the original Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts. This was originally King of the Flying Mythical Beast. Anyway. Or no, it was Flying Mythical Beast. Anyway, moving on. 1 beast plus 1 fiend. This is a retrain of the original, so of course it's going to be those 2. It's not great that it's generic, but it is nice that it, goes after the originals. Sort of. Anyway, this card's name becomes Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast while on the field or in the graveyard. They all share that effect. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can activate this effect. Send 1 random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard during the end phase of this turn. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 beast, fiend, or illusion monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Now, Baphomet can actually revive Chimera, but not the other way around. Actually, yes, the other way around. You can do both of it. Except for if this is banished, you can't revive it. It's a little difficult to do, so yeah. Anyway, moving on. Garua. No, I'm just gonna put them down here. Screw it. Garua. 2 monsters with the same type but an attribute but different names. So Fawn of Albaz and friggin' Bissell Dispater. It works. It would be stupid to do that, but whatever. Anyway, any battle damage your opponent takes from battles involving this card are doubled. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. You can only use each effect once per turn. Good old Mud Dragon. 2 monsters with the same attribute but different types. So 2 water monsters with different types, meaning a warrior and a fire, or pyro, whatever. I don't think pyro can be water, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, your opponent cannot target this card with or monsters on the field with the same attribute as this card with card effects. Once per turn, quick effect, you can declare 1 attribute. This card becomes that attribute until the end of the turn. So, your opponent will not be able to target dark monsters with card effects. They will not be able to target light monsters with card effects. You're probably going to end up using, like, wind. Because the chimeras are wind. And earth. So. The illusion one is dark, but the rest of them are wind. So, yeah, that's the profile. As far as the side deck goes, it's kind of, whatever. I am planning on getting 3 Crossout Devs, just specifically for this deck, nothing else really. So we'll see what happens there, but yeah. That is the deck profile. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am remaking last week's video as well. So, now on to what was supposed to be this week's video. Alright, so I am going to show you a 1-card starter. Now, this can be traded out with Cornfield can be traded out with Mirror Sword Knight. Because honestly, you do the same line whether you have Cornfield or Mirror in your hand. The only difference is, this does not get in your graveyard. So, here's basically what you do. As for other cards, I don't know. I'll show you basically what a god hand would be after this, I guess. So you're gonna discard this. Going to add the Mirror Sword Knight to your hand. You're going to normal summon the Mirror Sword Knight, and then you are going to tribute the Mirror Sword Knight. Tributing the Mirror Sword Knight will then special summon Baphomet. Baphomet effect will then trigger and add you a copy of both Gazelle and Chimera Fusion. Okay, so we're done in the deck for a while. Well, not a while, but a minute or two. So, Chimera Fusion. Send that and that to the grave. Now, you can go with the hand rip, or you can go with the send an illusion monster to your graveyard. But we'll get to that in just a minute. So, we're going to go with this one, which the chain that you will do. It's kind of important to do this. Chain 1, Baphomet. Chain 2, Gazelle. Chain 3, Chimera. Chimera is just a hand rip. Gazelle adds to your hand, and then Baphomet chain summons. Or you can do Gazelle 1, Baphomet 2, Chimera 3. Doesn't really matter. So this will be 3 and 2. Summon that for 2, and then chain 1. We add a copy of Cornfield. Let's see. Then we go add back to our hand from the graveyard Chimera Fusion. Then we activate Chimera Fusion, sending the Cornfield we have in hand to the grave plus Chimera to get Baphomet. Baphomet effect will send a copy of Master Towel to the grave. I said grave, dots. There, to the grave. Now, Master Towel will then, actually no, I did it wrong. Keep that in your hand and summon, and use that. Master Towel will then actually re-summon this. So, yeah. As far as the Chimera part, this is your in-board, and the reason that you want this to be your in-board is, well, kind of simple. This is a tribute on your opponent's turn, and it's also a negate. You already have a negate with Cornfield in the grave, but this is also a negate as well. So, you can also do a little more with it. If you skip the Chimera and go straight to Baphomet, then you can skip a couple things and end with a little bit better of a board, which I'll go ahead and show you. Alright, so just like last time, we have Cornfield in our hands. You can also change this out, like I said, for Mirror Sword Knight. It doesn't really matter. So, effect, add Mirror Sword Knight, which is right here. Add that to hand. Normal summon. Quick effect, tribute. To summon out Baphomet. Baphomet effect gets you a copy of Chimera Fusion and Gazelle. Activate. Sending the one from your hand. I did not say to do that. Send it from your hand and send it from the field. There you go. Then you just go, yep, and then you go chain 1. Or no, let's see. How would you go about doing this? chain 1, this one. Chain 2, this one. Chain 3, that one. So either way, you're sending Master Tao to the graveyard. So send Master Tao to the graveyard. That would make it chain link 3, I think. It's grave. And then chain 1 would be this. You would summon out this one. And then add to your hand a copy of this. This is mainly for going second, by the way. Because this is how you OTK your opponent. It's actually quite good. Master Tao will then revive a illusion monster, so except for itself. Revive Mirror Sword. Then, effect of Chimera Fusion. Add back to hand. Activate Chimera Fusion. Now, count with me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Yes, I know you can count. Congratulations. Now, we're going to summon out this. This monster can attack multiple times depending on how many material you actually use. And it's 1 plus 1 or more. It's Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast plus 1 or more illusion monsters. I just used 3 illusions plus Chimera. So it can attack 4 times. Meaning, let's say your opponent has, I don't know, a monster here. Let's see. Move it there. That's, let's just say it's 3,200 attack points. Okay, it's a little bigger than this. So, of course, you're in main phase. You go battle phase. You go swing. Now you take 100 points of damage. So, you're at 79. It's an effect monster, so you trigger the effect of this at the end of the damage step. It loses all of its attack points, and its effect gets negated. So, then you just swing 3 more times, because anything that this battles cannot be destroyed by battle. So basically, it's going to beat the crap out of it and not kill it. Torture, if you will. Anyway. So that is one thing that you can do. Now I'm going to show you an absolutely random ass hand and see what we can do with that. Okay, random hand. Not very good, not very bad, actually. Normal summon Sword Knight. Sword Knight effect. Go to Grave. Special out a secondary copy of Baphomet. Baphomet effect. Get Chimera Fusion and Gazelle. Okay. Chimera Fusion. Sending 1 of the Gazelles in our hand and this to the graveyard. To get... Let's see, which one do I want to get? Let's do... Let's do Baphomet. Or no, not that one. Dang it. Wrong one. Okay. Don't know why I summoned that one. Clicked it knowing that it was the wrong one. Okay, let's do this one. So, we go chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. Okay. So, chain 2 of gazelle, or chain 3 of gazelle. We add that to our hand. We send Master Towel to the grave. And then we revive a illusion monster with thing. Master Towel unfortunately doesn't get used in this instant. Which is not exactly great, I guess, but yeah. It can't summon itself. Which is a shame. But anyway, add back to your hand, and then activate 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have this on the field instantly. This is assuming I'm going second, by the way. Or actually, no, this is going first. Never mind, because I didn't draw. Okay, so. Let's assume I'm going second. So I'm going to go draw. Actually, what I wanted to see. That's actually what I wanted to see right there. Alright, so. Fenrir. Effect. Add a card. Your opponent Ash Blossoms you. It's fine. That's what you wanted. Branded Fusion. Sending Albaz and Exil. Yeah. To get Albion. Albion effect. Banish and banish. And then you have Dragoon. Okay. Now, normal summon. Let's see. Normal summon effect to add, and you will add Brendan in red. Alright, so I don't really have anything that I can do right here. Except for go ahead and just set 1. And then go battle phase. Hopefully all their creatures are weaker than mine, but if they're, their one creature's 2600, for example. Swing, 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 and swing. That's really all you can do. It's not a bad board. You have an Omni-Gate, so it's not that bad. Let's do another, and I'll show you I'll go ahead and just record this. Okay, not that great, but not that bad. Now, let's see. Go ahead and special summon. Effect to add. It doesn't get stopped. Add to hand. We're in main phase 1, by the way. This is kind of annoying. But also not really. Send that plus Master Towel to get out. Gonna Baphomet. Baphomet chain 1, then Baphomet chain 2. Or no, just Baphomet chain 1, I guess. Or no. How would you even go about doing that? I'm not real sure. To be honest with you there. You can, even though it's probably not advised, you can tribute summon. And let's say you use Berfomet's effect to send Mirror Sword to the grave. Oh no, Cornfield to the grave. No. Yeah, let's go with Mirror Sword. Okay, so now here comes the problem. Well, I don't guess it's actually a problem. When this is normal summoned, it's not just special summoned. Add to your hand one copy of Chimera Fusion. Where are you? Ah, there you are. One Gazelle and one Chimera Fusion. Okay. Actually, no. I'm going to return this to my hand. And then I will activate it. Sending Gazelle. No. Sending Gazelle and Berfomet to make Chimera. And then Berfomet chain 1, Gazelle chain 2, Chimera chain 3. Gazelle will add a monster. We'll add Cornfield. Berfomet will revive one, which will be Sword Knight. And you will set one and you will pass. And then on your opponent's turn, you quick effect, tribute, summon Berfomet, which then triggers to get you your third copy of Chimera Fusion and Gazelle. Okay. Now, yeah, you can still do this, never mind. On your opponent's turn, you can go ahead and you can just use, making this one, this, and that. So you're pretty good here. You're not bad. But, yeah, that's just a couple test hands and a random test hand at that. Let me show you the best hand that you could possibly ever get, which will probably never happen, but, whoops, microphone. Let me just show you what I consider to be the best hand that you could possibly get. Okay. So, this is one of the better hands that you can get. You have Branded Fusion, you have Anti-Ash Blossom, which is nice, a random discard for Dragoon or whatever else, and Chimera Fusion already in your hand. This becomes follow-up. So, first thing you do, go ahead and activate that. Send, and where do you? Yeah. And send. Albion effect. Banish 2, and then get Dragoon. Then you normal summon. Tribute summon, or tribute. For Berfomet, where are you? There you are. Performance effect will trigger that and Gazelle. One Chimera Fusion. 1 and 2. And this time we're going to go down a different line. I'll do that. So we're going to go chain 1. Chain 1 Gazelle. Chain 2 Baphomet. Chain 3 Chimera. So Baphomet does that, and then Gazelle will add Cornfield to the hand. And then just for fun, you go effect of Cornfield, send it to the grave to add another copy of Sword Knight. This is where it starts to get fun, by the way. Then, you just real simple. Bring that back. And let's see. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something, aren't I? I am. I don't remember what it is, but oh well. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what I'm forgetting. I'm sure someone can tell me what I'm forgetting, but I don't remember. Anyway, you have Gazelle on the field, which will rip a card out of my opponent's hand. And then, oh yeah, activate. 1 and 2 for Performant. Performant effect, which will send Master Towel. Master Towel, there you go. Grave. Master Towel effect will then trigger and resummon out Sword Knight. This is what I was actually meaning to do. Now, you can go ahead and activate this if you want to. And fuse this one with this one and that one to make Chimera. The Illusion Beast. So this will be your inboard. Set and set. So that's pretty decent, I think. There's something I'm forgetting that I could do, that I could have done. Oh, right, you could also banish. You can banish Chimera from your graveyard to summon one from your graveyard. So you could actually have summoned this with 5 materials. Which is nice, by the way. So, yeah. Anyway, that may not be the God Hand that I was talking about earlier, but pretty decent. If you go uninterrupted with this deck, it's pretty damn good. This is game. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Unless your monster is in defense position, which in that case, it's, you know, kind of annoying, but whatever. This card ends games. So, that's all there is to it. It ends the game. Anyway, so, yeah, I will say that's the video. If you liked the video, do leave a like if you would. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Is it better to keep these videos separated, or is it fine to, add them together? This is just an experiment. So yeah. Anyway, go to the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon. What else am I forgetting? I don't know. I'm forgetting a lot tonight, but it's whatever. Do those things, and yeah. Help me grow my channel. Much appreciated. Catch y'all on the next one. Bye for now.